Mavs Media Day. Again, I don't usually take too much stock into what's said during Media Day, especially from this Mavericks team, because I'm just remembering days of old where this player is guaranteed to start, that player is guaranteed to start, and it's just really not there's really just not that much useful information to take away from it, to be completely and totally honest with you. But it is interesting to hear what these guys have to say. Noah Weber's who we're going with. He's there. My guy Noah, part of the Unblockables, the team that a lot of people around the association are saying should have won the Mavs Twitter tournament. A lot of people are saying the most talented team, just an unfortunate injury to their star player, me, slightly biased, dealing with a heel injury, not at 100%. Three ball wasn't falling that day. Just a lot of things going on around the team that set them up for their failure. Again, that's other people's words, not necessarily mine. But let's see. Let's see some of the quotes from Media Day. We have Brandon Williams on the podium, starting a bit early. Brandon Williams is titling this part of his career as learning experience. He wants to be a sponge. God bless you, Brandon Williams. We're going to go ahead and scroll up a little tiny bit. Here we go. Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd says Derek Lively will start with the first group. So here we go. This is the biggest news of the day so far. Jason Kidd all but confirming that Derek Lively will start the season in the starting five, or at least have a chance to start the starting five. This is what we expected, right? This is what we expected to have happen, and it's best for the team, right? It's best for the development of Derek Lively as well. And Daniel Gafford coming off the bench is as good as it gets. In honor of Mavs Media Day, here's Slightly Biased reacting to Kyrie's game winner versus the Nuggets.
Irving for the win!
Oh, Kyrie Irving! Kyrie Irving's game time! Game time! Game time! No way he just hit that! Absolutely no way he just hit that! A lefty hook?
Unforgettable ingenuity!
This is when we knew. This is really when we knew. Quick, please delete the VOD. So good news for Derek Lively that he's going to be starting. We knew it, though. That's really not that much of a surprise. The expectation in that locker room is to win a championship. That's what we like to hear. So far, a lot of coach speak, but we like it. That should be the expectation inside the locker room. Jason Kidd says he thinks Klay Thompson feels at home in Dallas. That's what we like to hear as well. Some very interesting Klay Thompson stuff that we'll get to as well. Jason Kidd said there will be plenty of competition in training camp when it comes to playing time and the starting lineup. Says there are 2 or 3 guaranteed starters. So that's a little interesting if you want to do a little dive, a little digging there. 2 or 3 guaranteed starters. Well, you know, Luka and Kyrie are guaranteed starters, so there's 2 right there, which I guess would insinuate that the remainder of the starting 5 is available, which that's the way it should be, right? If I had to guess, the starting 5 on opening night will be Luka, Kyrie, Klay, PJ, and Lively. But, you know, let's see. Let's see if Najee Marshall is good enough in camp and stuff to make that an interesting conversation. Let's see if maybe Jaden Hardy is so good that Kyrie comes off the bit. Every time he lets it go, it looks like it's going in. Jason Kidd on Klay Thompson's three-point shooting. A lot of people say that about my shooting as well. We've had shooters, but we haven't had a Jason Terry or a Klay Thompson. Jason Kidd on the Thompson signing and what he adds as a shooter. This is very true. You know, you look at percentage-wise, and there's guys, you know, Kyrie Irving is a phenomenal three-point shooter. Tim Hardaway Jr., for all of his flaws, a good three-point shooter, right? They've had good three-point shooters. They haven't had a catch-and-shoot guy who can fly off of screens and just sort of bend the defense just with his presence alone as a high-volume catch-and-shoot guy like Klay Thompson. They just haven't. I mean, to be fair, there's really no Klay Thompsons out there. Like, Klay Thompson is almost one of one in his three-point shooting ability. I do think it would be better for the team structure for Klay to come off the bench, but close and tight games. I don't really care much about the starting 5. I've mentioned this. I said this in my Najee Marshall video. If you guys haven't seen that yet, go watch it at the end, where I do think Najee coming off the bench makes the most sense for the team just because he has sort of secondary playmaking abilities that I think will be nice off the bench. Seth Curry as well. Seth Curry, obviously, maybe still historically the best 3-point shooter ever in terms of accuracy, 3-point percentage. But obviously he's not the threat Klay Thompson is. Jason Kidd listed Najee Marshall and Quentin Grimes as two guys who can make major impacts this season. Obviously, we know that about Najee Marshall. The Quentin Grimes one here is interesting. I'm intrigued by Quentin Grimes. I have an open mind. I haven't watched Quentin Grimes stuff, and I plan on doing that before the season really starts. But just my initial thoughts is I want to keep my expectations reasonable, and therefore I'm thinking that he won't be a super impactful guy for the team. But, you know, I'm keeping an open mind. Jason Kidd said Jaden Hardy is going to get his opportunity this season and has been patiently waiting, which is an interesting quote because the guard depth is pretty arguably deeper than it's ever been when Jaden Hardy's been here, with Spencer Dinwiddie coming back and Exum playing like he did last year. I'm interested to see what that means and what it looks like. PJ Washington will speak now. He did get his opportunity in the Eastern Conference. What's your thoughts on Kyrie Najee at the 3 playing 25, 23 minutes? Kyrie at the 3? No. Is that what you're asking? Absolutely not. Jason Kidd said that, okay, this was an interesting quote. Jason Kidd said that defense at the point of attack and defending guards is going to be by committee. Also said that Luka Doncic is going to need to defend well too. Now he made a quote. He made a joke. Basically, I'm paraphrasing here, saying that Luka will be an option to replace Derrick Jones Jr.'s defense. And some dumbass just took it seriously, clearly joking. But this is about what we expect. A committee approach. Whoever's on the court at the time that's the best defender will be guarding the other team's best player. Thoughts on Klay and Najee at the 3 playing 25 to 23 minutes? Are you saying Klay gets 25 minutes, Najee gets 23 minutes? I'm assuming there will be some times when like Najee's the 2 or Klay's the 2. I worry about perimeter defense with those 3, but at least we have very good to great paint defender on the floor at all times that will help mitigate the deficiencies on the perimeter. Yeah. It's interesting how it's going to look with Klay, Kyrie, and Luka on the floor at the same time. And Kidd's right. They're going to have to defend. All 3 of those guys are going to have to defend. It's not an option. They have to. That is that we don't have an elite one-on-one defender anymore answer right there. I asked PJ Washington one word to describe this year's team: versatile. Good word, PJ. That's it from PJ. He wasn't on there long. Derek Lively, here we go. Derek Lively said he will take the threes that come to him. He said sometimes he'll shoot 1 to 2 threes a game, and other times he'd shoot more. Wants to shoot those shots within the flow of the game.
Threes, because I have baby, and then, you know, whatever shots come to all 10 featuring Lil Baby, and then, you know,
Little Baby.
Whatever shots come to me, I'm gonna take. It's not gonna be out there searching for threes, because I have many teammates on my team that I would rather shoot the ball more than me. You know, I'm gonna just try to set them up in places where they can get open threes. But of course, I'm gonna take the threes that come to me in my open spots, so I can just feel the way the game's going. You know, some games it might be 1 or 2, some games it might be more. You just got to be able to see how the game's going.
More than 1 or 2 threes a game? More than 1 or 2 threes a game? Jimmy's hair was normal. Jimmy Butler had normal hair. I was saying, can we get to 1 3 attempt a game for Derek Lively? That would be my hopes. 1 3-point attempt a game for Lively. 1 to 2 would be interesting, assuming that he's actually hitting them at a decent clip, obviously. Like, we don't want 2 3-point attempts a game if he's shooting 14% from 3. I'm the glue guy to make everything go together. It cannot be emphasized enough how lucky the Mavericks were to land a guy like Derek Lively. Not just for his impact on the court, which is tremendous, obviously, for a rookie. I was talking with a friend actually last week about this. It's fun. It is kind of funny whenever we're rolling and clicking, the season's rolling. I'm going to be real. I don't really like talking to my friends about the Mavericks. And I usually feel bad because they know that I love the Dallas Mavericks. They love the Dallas Mavericks. And they want to talk to me about it. But I spend so much time talking about them that I don't really want to talk about them when I don't have to. But last week, since I didn't stream for a week, I was just fiending to talk about them. Talk about basketball. and I was talking to a friend about Derek Lively, and I was like, man, like if rookie Derek Lively was peak Derek Lively, like if that's what Derek Lively looked like in year 4, I would have been happy with that. Now, that's a great point, no way. In our Slightly GM series where we took over the Dallas Mavericks, Derek Lively did unfortunately turn into a diva, and we had to trade him because he was constantly mad. But yes, if Derek Lively develops a 3-ball and is like a pick and pop threat to go along with a roll threat, I mean, that's just unstoppable. It's unstoppable. But the Mavs are incredibly lucky to have a player like him at a position that they desperately needed help with, the center position, for damn near my entire life, right? But also, he just seems to get it, man. He just gets it. He's 20 years old. It doesn't sound like he's 20 years old. It sounds like he's been in the league for 10 years. He knows his role. He plays it perfectly. He gets better. He does all the dirty work. He knows that by doing the dirty work, everything else is going to be available to you. You get the opportunity to shoot 1 to 2 threes a game if you do the dirty work. If Willie Cauley-Stein, God fucking bless him, if Willie Cauley-Stein said, I'm going to shoot 1 to 2 threes a game, we'd all be like, are you joking? Are you kidding? Are you pranking? But Lively just does all the dirty work, all the stuff that he specifically needs to do on this team. And it's like, yeah, dude, shoot 2 threes a game if you want. Derek Lively said the Mavs are a family, not a team. Derek Lively said the Mavs all have each other's backs on and off the floor. See, this is the type of speak right here that, okay. You know, I saw Kyle Kuzma say that this Wizards team was the closest and best team chemistry he's ever been on. Like, this type of stuff I don't really put much value in, okay? I put more value in a quote that'd be like, yeah, honestly, like, we got in a couple fist fights over the course of the summer, but we'll probably be all right. Like, I'm not speaking with several guys on the team currently. But maybe by the end of the year, we'll figure it out. Like, that's more interesting to me. I'd be like, oh. Here comes Luka Doncic. Luka said having Klay Thompson on the Mavs is unbelievable. And he can't wait to watch. He can't wait to play with him. It is actually unbelievable. Is that $4 water? No. This is just, H-E-B electrolyte water. I believe I got a 12-pack for $9 of the 1 liter. It's pretty expensive, but you know, when you're me, it doesn't matter. I put it on Klarna, so I have a $12 pack of water. I'm paying it off in 4-month increments, so really not that bad. Your Luka accent is still trash? No way. No way you think that. Luka Doncic has one word to describe the season: championship. What's your credit score slightly? 246. I mean, that's good to see right there. Championship. The team is motivated. They're ready to go. Again, this is a lot of coach speak. I'd be a little bit more concerned if the answer was just have fun. Derek Lively on his defensive development, trying to be able to cover anybody's mistakes. I'm in the paint, so I'm guiding everyone. Everybody, no matter if that's me switching out to the 3-point line and guarding a guard, making everybody as vocal as possible, making sure everybody's moving on a tandem. Again, guys, this is a 20-year-old. This is a 20-year-old who is playing a very important position alongside Luka Doncic, 1, but also 2, being tasked with like quarterbacking an entire defense. It's hard, man. That's hard stuff. That's not stuff that's supposed to come easily. That's supposed to be something that takes years and years and years of playing, not just playing basketball, but playing in a good system to fully understand. It just feels like he gets it immediately. Yeah, 20 going on 30. Exactly. Luka Doncic has one word to describe the season as championship. That's the goal.
Just one word for this season.
As you're heading into it, what do you think you're going to focus on? What's one word? What's the mission? What's the vibe?
You got me there.
Hey, I'm a good representative.
One word.
If you need to, I can give you
Championship.
Okay.
That's the goal.
All right.
Okay. So I'm going to be real. The quote looks cooler written out than it is spoken. Looking good, though. Luka looks really good. Amazing. Yeah, you should have said amazing. Luka Doncic on when he found out the Mavs were signing Klay Thompson. Unbelievable. He's a 4-time champion. He's an amazing player, so I was very excited that he signed with us. I can't wait to play with him. Luka Doncic on what Klay Thompson adds to the offense. You basically can't help off of him. When me and Kai have the ball, you basically can't help from Klay because if you leave him wide open, he's going to make it. So I think the spacing is going to be crucial for us. He doesn't think spacing will lead to more dunks for him, though. Maybe. Who the fuck asked him that? Who asked him that? I do think it was interesting hearing Cuban on, what show was it? What show was he on? Shannon Sharp's show, I believe. Talking about them getting Klay. And it was just like, he was pretty much just like, yeah, it was like Kyrie. I fucking told you guys this, man. Every now and then I'll get a notification that somebody commented on a video of mine, and it will be the video from right before the Mavs traded for Kyrie Irving, when I was saying the Mavericks should trade for Kyrie Irving. And one of my big things was is that players around the league love this dude. Like, I know there's a lot of stuff about Kyrie Irving in the media and things like that. But players love this guy. They love him. What about Cuban supporting Harris and Adelson supporting Trump? Now, I'm gonna be brutally honest with you guys. That's something I do think about. That it could become potentially weird. Just for those of you not in the States, obviously the presidential election is like a month or 2 months away. The Adelsons who have purchased the Dallas Mavericks are the biggest contributors to the Republican Party. There is. And I do think that it could get weird. I actually think that's a thing that could get strange. I'm being 100% honest with you. I wouldn't predict it will happen. I just think it'll be business as usual. I think they got into the Dallas Mavericks as a way of getting into gambling in Texas when it inevitably gets here. I don't think much of it had to do with a love for basketball. They want to be super involved in everything. I just think they wanted to have the team. They wanted to have a huge power play, a huge chip at their disposal. No pun intended. So when gambling comes around, they have a seat at the table to build a casino immediately, and it could be a casino, resort, stadium, which is what they've talked about for the Mavericks. But it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. I can't lie. I've thought about it. Here comes Kyrie Irving. Our dreams are possible because he's here now. Kyrie Irving on Klay Thompson joining the Mavs. Some shade? Some shade on Derek Jones Jr.? No, I'm just kidding. Tim Hardaway Jr.? Our dreams are possible now. Kyrie Irving said his hand is doing much better, and he was back to work 3 days after the NBA Finals ended. Says he's doing much better, and it was a needed break as he was quickly back to work after the NBA Finals ended. All right, so Kyrie's back to good. Got rid of some bums, and our dreams are possible now. I think he's more so saying, this was, I mentioned this before the offseason started, that I was very interested to see what the Mavs did this offseason because it would be very, very telling of how they viewed themselves, right? Obviously. Like if they just kind of decided to run it back and maybe just brought in Najee Marshall or something, or still did the Tim Hardaway Jr. trade, but, brought Derek Jones Jr. back, that the idea would have been, we're going defense. Like that's how we won last year. That's how we made that second half push that we made, was because our defense was so good, and it was good because we had length, we had athleticism, and that's what we're going to rely on. Or they could go we made it to the finals, but our offense was just so bad, and we just can't win that way. So we need to maybe take a step or two back defensively, if that means improving offensively. And that is the route that they took this offseason. And hearing Kyrie and Luka talk about it, it's obvious that they felt that they needed some more offensively, you know. I remember when Cuban was talking about how he manages basketball stuff as minority owner. You can sell this BS only to sports ball fans. Yeah, Cuban's getting pushed out. I just think that's obviously going to happen. But it's good to hear that Kyrie's back, though, and healthy. I actually forgot that happened, that he broke his hand. Kyrie Irving teased doing apparel collaborations with Klay Thompson and Anta. Mavs fans would be all over this. I was this fucking close to pulling the trigger on some Kyrie, some Kai ones, which I don't have yet. I've been just waiting. And they got some great colorways. But I didn't. The reason I didn't was because I accidentally, and this wasn't an actual accident, accidentally bought something else on StockX. Dwight Powell is at the table. Okay, no quotes from Dwight Powell. Noah went to go use a bathroom. That's fucked up, Noah. Bathroom break. Dwight Powell goes to sit down. Noah immediately gets up, goes and grabs some popcorn, goes to the restroom. No quotes from Dwight Powell. All right. Quentin Grimes speaking. AJ Lawson speaking. Dante Exum speaking. I asked Exum about his finger injury from the Olympics. Exum says he's a full participant. At 100%, he's ready to go. That's great news. Daniel Gafford speaking. Daniel Gafford supporting Kyrie Irving by wearing his Anti-Kai ones to media day. I mean, they're clean, dude. They're really good-looking shoes. Daniel Gafford said that he put on muscle this summer. Hey, you and me both, Bubba. You and me both, Bubba. Markieff Morris will speak now. Markieff Morris said that he was never going to sign with another team this summer. It was always going to be the Mavs. Said he wanted to get his brother Marcus to the Mavs, but leaving was never in his plans. Interesting.
Yeah, it's always going to be the Mavs. I was trying to get my brother here, but it was always going to be Mavs.
That would have been interesting. Markieff Morris. Oh, already read that. Kessler Edwards. Kessler Edwards said one of the first things he noticed about being with the Mavs is the chemistry everyone has. Said he realized why Dallas made it so far last season. It's great to hear. Here's Spencer Dinwiddie. Oh, and Omax. Omax Prosper absolutely expects a bigger role this season. Says that he's focused on defense and being a disruptor, but also wants to be a good complement to Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving on the offensive end. Maxi Kleba. And that's that. That is that for the main stuff. Great work, Noah. This is what the slightly biased pipeline. I don't want to take credit for Noah at all. Noah is the best that there is. Oh, Clay's talking now. Now this will be interesting. This will be interesting quote-wise. Klay Thompson. Dinwiddie says he's loving life since his second son was born recently. Congratulations, Spencer Dinwiddie. Now I've got a little fat version of my dad. That's pretty funny. Why do Mavs have such good chemistry? Luka just kind of does his own thing. I think Luka just gets, from what I can maybe gather, Luka was really good friends with Brunson. I think Luka just plays basketball. Like, I don't think Luka has a super, super out there personality. Dude, the Mets are going crazy. I've been monitoring this Mets-Braves game. The Mets are going absolutely crazy right now. Maxi Kleba says his foot is good. Says his biggest focus this offseason was to spend time with family before returning to Dallas to get in shape for training camp. Jane Hardy says, I'm stronger and I feel faster. All right, Klay Thompson speaks.
Feels really good.
And then, second of all, when you saw this team.
Is he on cocaine?
And then, second of all, when you saw this team in the finals, obviously you envisioned yourself, but, you know, just what areas can you see yourself helping this team not only getting back to the finals, but winning on the championship?
Well, I think my game complements the roster very well, especially from a perimeter scoring aspect. I think I'll help space the floor for guys like Luka and Kyrie to do their thing, and just being here this week and playing with our team and building chemistry with our big guys and our guards, giving our offense kind of a whole new dimension. And I can see us, I mean, that's why I was here in the first place, because I saw how close they were to winning the championship, and the opportunity to do that again, I don't take it for granted, and I'm going to work my hardest to try and get us back there.
Like that answer. He's trying to get off weed and on coke. He's really a part of the Dallas Metroplex now.
from an X to the O standpoint, I'll have to adjust to maybe playing off such good creators. You know, in Golden State, it was very motion-based offense. A lot of, but I mean, just being able to play with Luka the last few days, his ability in the pick and roll is like maybe the best I've ever seen, and you know, it'll be fun to play with him in those sets because he draws so much attention and he gets so many open looks from the perimeter. So I'll be there to knock him down, and then so I'll be there to knock him open looks from the perimeter. So I'll be there to knock him down, and then I think it will take.
He's literally giddy. Look how smiley he is.
A couple weeks, you know, just to get used to this new system. But luckily, opening night's not until the 22nd, I think. So this preseason might be the most important one I've had in so many years, and you know, I can't wait to get going tomorrow and learn this system. But I do know I'm a hooper, so I can adjust accordingly, and I look forward to doing that.
He's happy, man. He's excited. First top-tier playmaker he's ever played with. All right, come on. That's not fair, bro. That's not fair to do to Chiozza. Okay? Yeah, that's not fair to do to Gary Payton second. Now, some of those answers concern me. Like, the kid has, Cuban alluded to it. Now, Clay's kind of alluding to it. Like, all the motion offense in Golden State, basically saying he won't have to do that here. He should still do that here, though. You know? Like, he should still do that with the Mavericks. Like, that shouldn't be something that's just completely and totally out of his game. I'm sure that's part of it, though. You're getting older. Like, it's probably a little bit nicer. Here we go. Here it comes. You knew this one was going to get quoted. Playing with Luka the past few days in the pick and roll has been like the best I've ever seen. Here we go. Get ready, guys. Brace yourselves. Brace yourselves. The Warriors fans are going to be here. I do get this feeling with this team. And call me a sucker. You guys know how much I base everything I do off of vibes. This team just has a feel to them, man. I don't know. They just feel serious. They got some aura. I can't sit here and lie to you and pretend like they don't have aura. Am I falling victim? Am I falling victim to the aura trap? Usually when teams rely on aura, it goes poorly. Usually aura means that they're not that good. Well, there's still some guys who need to talk. Najee Marshall's about to speak. I'm kind of interested to hear what he has to say. But you've done this every year you've been streaming. Have I? Oh, boo. I did not realize this, man. They got Kevin Porter Jr. in 77. Get his ass out of that jersey. Get his ass out of that jersey. That's just disrespectful, man. You see what Harden said about Luka? All right, Najee Marshall saw us to talk, but I feel like we know what he's going to say or along the lines of it. So